Let's try some hypnosis. In a moment, you're gonna have your hands out like this, and they're gonna move like this, and it'll feel like it's happening on its own. This is all about focusing on an idea. So I'm gonna ask you to imagine some things, do your best to imagine them. I'll ask you to find some feelings, do your best to find or create those feelings. Obviously, only do this in a place, in a situation where it's safe to close your eyes and focus on your hands. Now, as soon as this video ends, whether you finish it by getting to the end or it just ends before we're done here, everything will go back to normal. This is just your imagination. Put your hands like this. You have one hand facing towards the ceiling, one hand facing down like this. All right, look at your hands, see them sticking out there. And now go ahead and close your eyes. And even with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine you can still see your hands sticking out there. I want you to imagine that in your left hand, or whichever one is face up, I place a very, very heavy brick. That's right, a very, very heavy brick in that hand, and you're going to feel the weight. You're going to imagine the weight, and it's going to start to push that hand down, down, further, further down. Now, every breath you take, it's going to get heavier and heavier, and you're going to feel it being pulled down, all the way down. Now, for a moment, focus on your other hand. I want you to imagine that around the wrist of your other hand, I put a very, very, very large helium balloon. And you're going to feel that hand and that arm start to get very, very light, and it's going to start to lift higher and higher and higher. That's right, higher and higher. Find that feeling, create that feeling of lightness. Perhaps your hand feels very light, and your forearm, your elbow, your bicep and tricep, all the way to the shoulder, feeling very, very light as that hand lifts all the way up into the sky. Now that other hand with the brick, heavier and heavier, being pushed all the way down, heavier and heavier. Now that hand gets heavier, that arm gets heavier, and that other hand gets lighter, higher and higher until it's pointing right up at the ceiling, higher and higher. Find that feeling, create those feelings, enjoy those feelings. That's right, you're concentrating perfectly. Now go ahead and open up your eyes and see exactly how far apart those hands are. Are they just a little far apart? Are they really far apart? Well, let me know. Now, if you didn't respond at all, that doesn't mean you don't respond to hypnosis. A pre-recorded video like this is not exactly the best medium for this sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for trying.